Hello everyone, welcome back in RSM Academy. Today we are going to discuss one of the most fundamental concept in geomorphology, Alfred Wegener's continental drift theory. Okay, so this theory laid the foundation for modern plate tectonics and completely changed our understanding of the earth structure and their evolution. So here I will discuss 30 important questions from the continental drift theory. Today we'll start. So first question is, which scientist is credited with formally proposing the continental drift theory in 1912? Option is Harry Hess, Alfred Wegener, Abraham Ortelis and J.T. Wilson. Correct answer is Alfred Wegener. Okay, Alfred Wegener, a German meteorologist, and formally presented his hypothesis of continental drift theory in 1912. Okay, 1912, and he published a book, The Origin of Continents and Ocean, in 1915. So, correct answer is Alfred Wegener. Harries proposed the seafloor spreading in 1960. Okay, and Abraham Ortelis is a 16th century as a cartographer who first noticed that jigsaw-like feet of the continent, but not contribute to scientific theory of continental drift theory. And last option, J.T. Wilson is a Canadian geophysicist and is contributed to plate tectonic theory. So here correct answer is Alfred Wegener. Next question is, the supercontinent proposed by Wegener was called Laurasia, Gondwana, Pangaea and Eurasia. This correct answer is Pangaea. Okay, Pangaea means all the earth and get together. So Wegener proposed that all the continents were once joined together in a single supercontinent is called Pangaea and super ocean is called Panthalassa. Okay, so correct answer is Pangaea. And Laurasia, this was the northern part of Pangaea, and this began to rift, consisting of what is now North America, Europe and Asia. This is the Laurasia. And Gondwana means this is the southern part of Pangaea and consisting of what is the now South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia and the Indian subcontinent. And Eurasia means this is the combined continental landmass of Europe and Asia in the present day. So correct answer of two number question is Pangaea. Next question is, the idea of drifting continent was first hinted at by James Dana, Abraham Ortelis, Charles Lyell and Arthur Holmes. So here correct answer is Abraham Ortelis. Okay, so in 1596, 1596, 1596 work, Theorus geophysicist Ortelis noted that geometrical similarity between the coastline of the America and Europe and Africa, and suggested that America were turned away from Europe and Africa by earthquake and flood. So drifting continent was first hinted by Abraham Ortelis, and James Dana, a American geologist, Charles Lyell as a prominent geologist who uniformitism but did not propose continental drift theory. Charles Lyell's link to the uniformitism. The present is the key to the past. And Arthur Holmes is a British geologist who proposed that mantle convection. So correct answer here, 3 number question is Avram Ortelius. Number 4, the main reason Wagner theory was not accepted initially was the lack of fossil evidence, absence of geological similarities, lack of convincing the mechanism, and presence of contradictory data. So here the correct answer is lack of convincing the mechanism. Option C. So Wagner proposed the tidal force and the earth rotation. Here Wagner proposed two force. One is tidal force, next is the earth rotation, and this force is the driving the mechanism of drift of the continent. And this physicists correctly show this force were far too weak to move continent without a pluralism mechanism, and the scientific commonly largely rejected this data. That's why this is the lack of the confidence the mechanism is the correct answer. Lack of the fossil evidence. Here Wagner actually provided different type of the fossil evidence like Glossophotis flora, Mesosaurus, etc. Absence of the geological similarity. Here Wagner provide the different type of geological similarities evidence across the continents. And number 4 is presence in contradictory data. And while there is the sum, the pyramid obstacle was the lack of the driving force. So correct answer is the lack of convincing the mechanism. Option C. Next question is, which of the following was not used by Wagner as evidence? Jigsaw feet of continent, seafloor spreading, fossil distribution, paleoclimatic evidence. Here the correct answer is not used. Okay, not used in the seafloor spreading. Okay, because seafloor spreading was developed by Harry Haas in 1960 after Wagner's death, and it became a key component of the plate tectonic theory that ultimately validated Wagner's initial data. So correct answer is the seafloor spreading. Option 6. Question number 6 is the Mesosaurus fossils found in Africa and South America indicate independent evolution, similar climate, continental connection in the past, and ocean migration. So here the correct answer is the continental connection in the past. C. Option C. So Mesosaurus was the small freshwater reptiles could not have swum across the vast Atlantic Ocean, and its fossils on both continents strongly suggest that the continents were once joined and providing a freshwater habitat for it to roam. So this is why that's why this is the correct answer, continental connection in the past. And first option is the independent evolution, means this is the highly unlikely for identical species separated by the ocean. Similar climates means the while the climate might have been the similar, the ocean barrier makes migration impossible. And the option D, ocean migration, as a freshwater animals, it could not be survive in the salt water. That's why correct answer is continental connection in the past. Option C. Question number 7. Which mountain range show matching geological structure across continents? Option A, Andes and Himalaya, Rocky and Alps, Appalachian and Caledonians, and Alps and Ural. Here correct answer is Appalachian and Caledonians. So Appalachian mountain of the eastern United States and the Caledonian mountain of the British Isles as Scandinavian country. So nearly identical rock type and structure and ages, indicating they were part of the same mountain chain when North America and Europe were connected. Okay, so that's why this is the correct answer. And Andes and Himalaya, Rocky and Alps, this is the younger range from by differing tectonic event. Okay, and Alps and Ural is the much older and mark the boundary between Europe and Asia, not a transatlantic the connection of the continental geological structure. Okay, so correct answer is the Appalachian and Caledonians. Tillite deposit provide evidence of volcanism, ancient glaciation, river activity, and ocean formation. Here the correct answer is ancient glaciation. Option B. Tillite is the sedimentary rocks is the form from the deposit of glaciers till. Wagner found tillite deposit of similar age in South America, Africa, India, in the southern part of India. Okay, southern part of the continents, Pangea, and also the world. And this he argued that best explained by these continents being joined and covered by a massive ice sheet in the past. Okay, and volcanism evidence for the volcanism would be igneous rock like basalt or ash layer. That's it is not river activity. It is the would create the sandstone or the conglomerate, and ocean formation means this is not directly indicate by the scientific rock types like tillite. So correct answer is the ancient glaciation. Next question is glaciated fossils are evidence supporting northern hemisphere glaciation, southern supercontinental connection, ocean spreading, and tropical ecosystem. Okay, so correct answer is southern supercontinent connection. Glossopodis is this is the grow in the temperate climate, and its fossils are found in the rock of South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, and India. And the wide distribution of this plant across the southern continent is a key piece of evidence for the existence of Gondwana land. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Option B. Next question is which modern theory provided the mechanism missing in Wagner's hypothesis? Continental accretion theory, marine regression theory, plate tectonic theory, and earth expansion theory. Here the correct answer is plate tectonic theory. Option C. Plate tectonic theory. This theory of incorporated seafloor spreading and subduction zone of earthquake and provided the comprehensive mechanism mantle convection that could move the continents, thus solving the major weakness of the Wagner's hypothesis. Okay, this is the correct answer is plate tectonic theory. Next question is 11 number. Which force is responsible for pulling tectonic plate in subduction zone? What is the subduction zone? When two plates, two convergent plates affect each others and create the subduction zone as a 45 angle. Okay, plate is the three types. We know that is the convergent, divergent, and transform plate boundary. And convergent plate boundary for the three types: continent collide, continent ocean collide, and ocean collide. Okay, so defined type of landform in defined associated plate tectonic motion are very important part in your NET exam. Okay, so this question, which force is responsible for pulling tectonic plate at subduction zone? Ridge push, mantle pressure, slab pull, thermal contraction. Here the correct answer is the slab pull. Okay, 12 number question. Mantle convection current occur in the crust, asthenosphere, lithosphere, and the inner core. This is the PYQ. This is the previous year question of your NET exam. Mantle convection current occurs in the crust, asthenosphere, lithosphere, and inner core. Correct answer is the asthenosphere. Asthenosphere is the hot, weak and ductile part of the upper mantle just below the lithosphere. Lithosphere, just below the lithosphere is the form the asthenosphere, just above the mantle. Okay, and lower part of the core. Okay, so correct answer is the asthenosphere. And lithosphere means the rigid outer shell of the earth, and inner core is the solid innermost part of the earth not involved in the mantle convection, and crust means is the rigid outer layer of the crust, outer layer of the part of the lithosphere. So correct answer is the asthenosphere. Next question is, ridge push occurs primarily at subduction zone, deep sea trench, mid-ocean ridge, fault line. So correct answer is the mid-oceanic ridge. Here, two types of question asked the NET exam. Trench and ridge. Trench are formed when two plates are collide toward each other or convergent plate boundary. And ridge are formed when two plates move apart opposite direction, like a mid-oceanic ridge. Okay, and also important the different type of landform of ridge and trench region. So here the correct answer is mid-oceanic ridge or mid-ocean ridge. 14 number question. The matching rock belts of Brazil and Western Africa support seafloor spreading, continental drift theory, meteor impact, and volcanic hotspot. Okay, so correct answer is the continental drift. Continental drift. Okay, that provided by Wegener in 1912. Next question, 15 number. Which reptiles fossils support Gondwana connection? Option B, Listosaurus. Correct answer. Archaeopteryx, Tyrannosaurus, Ichthyosaurus. So correct answer is the Listosaurus. 15 number question. And 60 number question. Wegener suggested continent drift through oceanic crust, mantle plume, lithospheric features, and tectonic rift. So correct answer is the oceanic crust. Wegener suggested continental drift through the oceanic crust. So Wegener incorrectly thought that the continents made of lighter cealic rock, this is the granitic, through the denser semitic rock basaltic of the ocean floor. Okay, what is the mantle plume? The mantle plume, these are localized upwelling of the hot rock, a concept developed later after continental drift theory. Lithospheric fracture means this is the more modern concept related to the boundaries. And tectonic rift is this the zone of the where splitting occurs, but Wegener did not have a detailed mechanism for how the continents move through the ocean floor. So correct answer is the oceanic crust. Next question is 17 numbers. The theory of plate tectonic divided Earth lithosphere into one giant plate, dozen of microplate, several major and minor plate, only continental plate. Here correct answer is several major and minor plate. Several major and minor plate. So the lithosphere is broken. Lithosphere means the upper part of the crust. Okay, so upper part of the lithosphere is broken into about 7 or 8 major plates. Okay, Pacific and North America, and many more smaller minor plate like Juan de Fuca, Nazca, different of the smaller plate or minor plate. Okay, next question, 18 number. Paleoclimatic evidence for drift include desert fossil in polar region, tropical fossil in Antarctica, marine fossil on mountain, and all of the above. So here the correct answer is the all of the above. Option D. Next question is 19 number. Which force did Wegener incorrectly propose as driving continental drift? Mantle convection, tidal force, slab pull, and ridge push. So here the correct answer is tidal force. Okay, of sun and moon. So Wegener suggested that the gravitational pull of the sun and moon, or the tidal force, and earth rotation or centrifugal force could move the continents. Okay, so correct answer is the tidal force. 20 number question. The force responsible for the sinking of dense lithosphere is ridge push, mantle convection, slab pull, continental rebound. Correct answer is the slab pull. Okay, that explains the previous question. Next question, 20 number 21. Which of the following is the result of plate movement? Earthquake, volcanism, mountain building, all of the above. So all of the above, earthquake, volcanism, mountain building are the example of the result of the plate movement. Okay, so answer is the all of the above. Gondwana include which modern continent? North America, Europe, Australia, Asia. So here the correct answer is the Australia. Gondwana. And North America, Europe, and Asia are the part of the Laurasia, northern part of world. So Gondwana was the southern supercontinent that includes South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, and Indian subcontinent. Okay, and North America, Europe, Asia as a part of Laurasia, and Asia are part of the Siberia. Okay, so next question is 23 numbers. The initial rejection of Wegener theory was due to lack of logical explanation, technological tools, physical mechanism, fossil data. So correct answer is the physical mechanism. Option C, physical mechanism. Okay, next question, 24 numbers. Which key process explain the creation of oceanic crust? Subduction, mid-ocean ridge formation, hotspot movement, and ocean current. So here the correct answer is the mid-ocean ridge formation. Option B, mid-ocean ridge formation. Mid-ocean ridge is the magma rises from the asthenosphere. Magma rises from the asthenosphere zone. Okay, subduction zone. So cools and solidified to form a new oceanic crust, and this process is called seafloor spreading. When two plates move upward toward opposite direction, and the middle portion is the subduction, middle portion is the plume of the volcanic eruption, and the magma are solidified in the new landform in this region. So that's why this is answer mid-oceanic ridge formation. 25 number question. The concept of seafloor spreading was proposed by Harry Hess, Alfred Wegener, Arthur Holmes, J.T. Wilson. So correct answer is the Harry Hess. Seafloor spreading is provided by Harry Hess in 1960. Alfred Wegener is proposed by continental drift theory. Arthur Holmes is proposed mantle convection as a possible driver for drift, and J.T. Wilson contributed to plate tectonic with transform fault. So correct answer is the Harry Hess by seafloor spreading in 1960. The plate move because they float on the outer core, asthenosphere, mesosphere, and the crust. Here the correct answer is the asthenosphere. The rigid lithospheric plate float the move on the more ductile, slowly flowing the asthenosphere. Different of the plate, convergent, divergent, and transform plate boundary are float over the asthenosphere. Okay. Next question, 27 numbers. The gravitational sinking of the subducting plate is known as rigid push, crustal folding, slab pull, isostatic adjustment. So here the current is slab pull. Okay, and this is the slab pull is the correct answer. This the gravitational sinking is the subtracting plate is known as the slab. This is the slab pull. Okay, current is slab pull. And rigid pulls means the force of the ridge. Okay, crustal folding, a result of the tectonic compression, not a driving force. And isostatic adjustment means the vertical movement of the crust to achieve gravitational balance. Isostatic adjustment means the land upwelling. In the first stage, the upwelling, then erosion, then transportation, then sedimentation, then subsidence, then again upwelling. This is the isostatic adjustment. Okay, and 28 number question is which of the following support plate tectonic? Magnetic anomaly, GPS satellite measurement, age of oceanic crust, all of the above. So here the correct answer is the all of the above. Magnetic anomaly, GPS satellite measurement, age of oceanic crust is the all of the support of plate tectonic. Okay, next question is 29 number question. Which fossil is found in South America, Africa and India? Mesosaurus, Listosaurus, Trilobites and Ammonite. So is the correct answer is the Listosaurus. Option B. Okay. Option B is the correct answer. So in the first Listosaurus as a land reptiles. Its fossils in this now separated. The continents are strong evidence for Gondwana. Okay, and the Mesosaurus is the found only in the South America and Western Africa, and this the Tribolite is the found in the ancient marine arthropod, which is very wide distribution, not unique to these continents. And Ammonite is the ancient marine mollusks with a very wide distribution. So here the correct answer is the Listosaurus. Option B, Listosaurus. Okay. Next question is the which statement best describe continental drift? Okay. So continents remain fixed but ocean move. Number one. Number two, continent move over Earth's surface over time. Option C, ocean expand causing continents to shrink. And option D, continents float due to density change. Here the correct answer is the option B, continents move over Earth's surface over time. So this is the core concept of the continental drift theory that explained in the previous question. Okay, clear it? So alright everyone, this brings us to the end of the today's class. Okay, so if you have any query, please provide in your comment section. Okay, so thank you. Stay tuned for the next class.